Hello, today I'm going to be unboxing and giving you a first look at ASRock's B660 Steel Legend motherboard, which is compatible with Intel's 12th gen Alder Lake CPUs. Okay, let's get it unboxed and take a closer look at it. So this is everything that comes in the box with the motherboard. So we've got our quick installation guide, we've got our software setup guide, we've got a CD with our drivers on them, we've got a Steel Legends postcard, we've got our I/O shield, we've got two ASRock Velcro cable straps, we've got a Steel Legend keychain and keycap, we've got a standoff for our M.2 SSD drives and 4 M.2 SSD screws, and we've got two SATA data cables. One has a straight connector and one has a right angle connector. Taking a closer look at the motherboard, working from left to right along the bottom, first of all we've got a HD audio connector, then we've got a UART connector, we've got two RGB connectors. First of all we've got a 3-pin 5V addressable ARGB connector, and then we've got a 4-pin 12V non-addressable RGB connector. Next to that we've got a TPN header, followed by a USB 2.0 header and a chassis fan header. Next to that we've got our clear CMOS jumper, and then we've got our system panel header where we're going to plug in our front panel connectors. Just above this we've got a chassis intrusion and speaker header, and then we've got two SATA connectors and another chassis fan header. Working up the right hand side of the motherboard, first of all we've got our post status checker LED, which is going to help you troubleshoot if you're having problems with your PC. Then we've got another chassis fan header followed by another 4 SATA ports. Then we've got a forward facing USB 3.2 Gen 1 header with our front panel Type C USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 header just above this. And this header will support speeds of up to 20 gigabits per second. Above this we've got our 24-pin ATX power connector, and then at the top of the motherboard we've got a further two 3-pin 5V ARGB connectors, giving us a total of 3 ARGB connectors on this motherboard. At the top of the motherboard we've got 3 fan connectors. The one on either side is for the CPU, while the one in the middle is another chassis fan header. The motherboard's 5th and final chassis fan header is just to the left of the first M.2 SSD slot. In the middle of the motherboard we've got our LGA 1700 socket with standard mounting holes. The motherboard features a 9-phase DRMOS power design with premium 50A power chokes, and we've got large aluminium heatsinks over the VRM. The motherboard has 4 DDR4 RAM slots and can accommodate up to a maximum of 128GB of DDR4 at up to 5000 MHz overclocked. The B660 Steel Legend has 2x16 PCIe slots. The top one has steel armour on it, and it's a Gen 5 slot, while the one beneath is a Gen 4 slot. We have also got 2 PCIe 3.0x1 slots. In terms of M.2 SSD support, the motherboard will accommodate up to a maximum of 3 M.2 SSDs, and we've got a heatsink over the top slot. Both the top and bottom slot will support PCIe 4.0x4 speeds, while the middle slot is limited to PCIe 3.0x2. It's also possible to install a SATA drive in the middle slot, although if you do this, SATA port number 3 will be disabled. We've also got an M.2 key E slot to allow you to add Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to the motherboard. We've got the Steel Legend logo over the B660 chipset, and there is some RGB effects on here as well. The motherboard doesn't feature an integrated I/O shield, but we do have a separate I/O shield included in the box. Taking a look at the rear I/O, at the top of the motherboard we've got 2 USB 2.0 ports as well as a PS2 port. Below this we've got a HDMI 2.1 port and a display port 1.4. We've then got a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C port and a BIOS flashback button. Beneath this we've got 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports and a 2.5 gigabit LAN port. At the bottom we've got our standard audio connectors, and the motherboard does support both 7.1 channel HD audio and Nahimic audio. So in terms of pricing, the B660 Steel Legend is currently on sale, and in the UK it's going to set you back around about £160. So being a B660 motherboard, it's not meant to be a high-end premium board. It's in the middle range, and that's the sort of price you're paying, but you're getting an awful lot of the features that you're going to need without a lot of paying for a lot of features that you may not use. In terms of the colour scheme, I think it looks great, and in particular I think it would look really well in a white build. So you'll be seeing this motherboard on my channel fairly soon. So if you have found this motherboard review useful, please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching.